Welcome everybody back to the St. Thomas series here on the John Jake Gaming channel. This is John Jake on the mic, and we are taking on the Buffalo Bulls, who kicked our ass in Season 1, but we are here to hopefully get revenge this time around, and it's a big one for recruiting as well because we have 3 recruits coming to campus today. This time we have Drew Jackson, a wide receiver, Eric Bradshaw, and Robert Williams all coming to campus here today. And since we're already underdog, we should get some good points, and these guys could probably commit if we win this game today. So this is a big one for us moving forward. So Buffalo did get the ball first to start this game, and there's going to be a drop back by Jason Myers over to star wide receiver Marilyn Johnson. Absolutely no relation to Marilyn Monroe, of course, as he gets it a little bit close to the first down marker. But then there's Myers again. He shoves off the defender. There's no Tommies in front of him, and he's going to go into the end zone real quick. It's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. Matt Myers just shoving poor Marv Santana to the ground, and now all of a sudden it is a 7-0 game already. But the Tommies are now led by Jesse Wallen. Looking back, throwing to a dot to Chad McKenzie. He gets a great throw off. It goes for about 15. A couple plays later, John Christensen, he's going to make some nice cuts. He gets a first down himself. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tommies as they look to tie this ball game up. So now, 1st and 10, Walden looking around. He's going to try to throw it over to the right-hand side, and it's nearly picked off by Corey Gross. And so now we got a long 3rd down coming up here as we're looking around. Going to try to throw it to Freddie Gibson, and Freddie Gibson can't quite hang on to it, so we did have to settle for the field goal there. But now Buffalo, they have the ball back, and it looks a lot the same as the previous drive, as Matt Gent's the only person between those two, and he has a brain fart, and he's going to run to the end zone for a long touchdown, and it's going to be one of the longest touchdown runs in Buffalo's history. It is actually no, that wasn't the longest. It was actually a rushing TD record, but either way, Buffalo does take an early lead as we're just looking to try to get going here. We nearly get picked off again. Man, it's been a rough go early on for the Tommies. Looking a lot like Season 1, the last time that we played these guys. As now Wallen, he's going to throw up the middle to Freddie Gibson, but it's picked off by Tate, and it's in Buffalo territory. Just threw it a little late, and it's going to cost us dearly, as now we have to cough up the ball and give it back into the hands of his potent Buffalo offense. As he's throwing down multiple guys, he was ultimately brought down by Josh Parker, and they're nearly into the red zone already. As now Matt Myers, he's going to take it up the gut, and Corey Ford is going to have to bring him down, but not before he takes Justin Swan with him, as he broke that tackle from behind somehow. As Patterson, he's going to run it up the gut. Better run defense this time, but they still get the first down regardless. And so now 2nd and 7 here. It's going to be a read option for Matt Myers, as Matt Gent and Marv Santana had to combine for that tackle. And it's just been tough to see, as there's Marv Santana getting pancaked by a stiff arm from Myers. And it's now a 21-3 ball game. Oh dear. So now we're down by 18. We got to get some points on the board, and we're starting off on the right foot. We get a nice run and catch from Kevin Stone. He's going to pick up 17. And then on this next play right here, Wallen's going to throw another dot to Kevin Stone. 2 catches in a row for the young man. He has 31 yards on those 2 catches. And then we're going to mix it up here with some read option. We'll have Jesse Wallen run it up the right-hand side. He just needed one more block, and that would have been a touchdown. But instead, we'll still have a nice first down to work with as we try to throw it out to Gibson. But we just couldn't get enough on it as we were hit, as we were thrown. So now we got 3rd and 11 coming up here as we throw up the middle to Freddie Gibson. This time he does make the catch, and we get it to him. And now we have a goal line situation, but we struggled with our first couple plays. We were going to throw it to RB. If he just stood where he was, it would have been a touchdown. But now we're going to have to try to go for it here on 4th and goal. So we're looking around. We're going to try to throw it to Chad McKenzie, but unfortunately it's dropped. And we turn the ball over on downs. And so Buffalo will take over on their 1 yard line. Hopefully we can get around here to actually getting our first stop of the day, as it could get really ugly really fast if we don't. But 2nd and 5. It's a throw up the left-hand side. It's dropped. Thankfully, that would have been some big yardage if he actually caught that. But now we have an opportunity here to actually get him to a 3 and out. And unfortunately, Smith Jr. is wide open. He is pushed out of bounds, and we're very fortunate because he had some space to work with if it wasn't for the defender pushing him out. But now it's Patterson running it up the gut again, and we're just struggling with the run. We just don't have that great run defenders like we need to. Guarding the pass is a better strength of ours, but we're already in the first quarter, and it was all Buffalo early on. It is 21-3 early on. As now Matt Myers, he's going to drop back to pass. No, he's actually going to scramble it. He's going to take some guys with him, as Matt Myers, he's a pretty tough certified dude, let me say so myself. As now Buffalo now has it almost across midfield. And it's going to get worse because Bernard Porter just makes a diving grab, and now all of a sudden they are at the 20, and suddenly they are threatening the score after starting on the 1 yard line. And it is getting ugly fast. As there's Myers, we get him down this time around courtesy of Swan, the Black Swan, who has 5 sacks coming into this game. He is able to bring him down, but on the very next play it doesn't even matter because he throws a dot to Smith Jr. and it's 28-3. So now because of that, we are down 25 as we're looking to try to generate any sort of offense. Just got to start with at least getting some points on the board before anything else. As well, and he's dropping back the pass. He's going to throw it to Freddie Gibson. He's able to find the first down marker. They left him all by himself, so was able to make it happen here. And then next play, we almost get sacked, but we get it off just in time. It does fall to an incompletion, and we'll still have a 2nd and 10 here as Walden dropping back, gonna throw over to Mark McDaniel. He's gonna pick up a few yards there. And then 3rd and 5, John Christensen, he's gonna run it up the gut on the little read option, and it's a first. Next play, following the first down, we're gonna throw it over the middle, and it's nearly picked as that DB made a leaping grab, or tried to make a leaping grab. He certainly had the vert, just didn't have the hands that time around. We're lucky that he didn't. We're not as lucky with that drop pass, as Mark McDaniel could have gotten the first down because he had some space to work with. So now we got a 3rd and 10 going up here. Jesse Wallen, he's going to throw it to Denny Dilkins, our custom recruit from Season 1. He makes a big grab and is able to keep our drive alive. We throw it to Mark McDaniel. He gets it to a 1st and goal. And, you know, hopefully we can go about actually scoring on this drive. And we're going to do just that as we cut this lead down to 3 possessions. It is now a 28-10 ball game. We just got to get some stops on defense now. So hopefully we can go and get that done. So now Buffalo, a 2nd and 6 is going to be a throw to the left-hand side as Matt Gent actually falls down. If it wasn't for Marv Santana, we would have been seeing a bigger game. And now Buffalo is just taking it down our throats as we simply have no answer for this offense right now. They already have almost 250 yards rushing, and it's not even halftime yet. And then they're just using that to complement their passing game, which doesn't need to do much, to be honest, but they just have to do enough to make sure that we don't completely key in on this rushing attack. As there it is once again, as Ron Cook Jr. is able to practically walk into the end zone, making it look easy. And so before halftime, it is 35-10. So now Wallen throwing over the middle to Mark McDaniel. He's going to make the catch, and we're going to have to go into the no huddle early, because right now we just got to get some points on the board, and we just need something to work because we just haven't found it yet. As there's Jesse Walden getting away from a couple of guys. He's going to pick up the first with his legs. And now it's a 1st 10 coming up here. Walden going over the middle to Andrew Green, our custom recruit from this season, with a nice juke move. breaking some ankles out here, and it's a gain of 26. So we'll go back to that same play. We're looking around, don't really see anybody, and we throw. It's a terrible decision, to be honest, and that's on me, but it doesn't help us regardless of whose fault it was, as a promising drive ends with the interception. And now Buffalo is looking to strike back again, as there's Cook Jr. taking it all the way down to about the 20 following that interception. And we're looking at 42-10, as there's Matt Myers bringing it to another 7 yards there. And then third down, hopefully we can get them to stop here. Myers, he's looking around, he doesn't see anybody, he's going to scramble, and Justin Swan can't get to him, and it's another touchdown. We find ourselves down by 30 before this half. So hopefully we just got to not make mistakes at this point. You know, it's one thing, we're already a huge underdog going into this game, and that's fair. You know, only 50 overall team or something like that, but you know, we can't keep giving them these mistakes because it's absolutely killing us right now. As there's Matt Myers dropping back to pass, he's looking, he's gonna throw over to the right hand side to Stevens. He's able to get out of bounds. We at least hold him to a few yards. But yeah, we just can't keep making these mistakes, as we had the punt away on that previous drive, and now there's Buffalo once again driving down the field, and it is an absolute struggle bus for us. Not only for Jesse Wallen, but for our entire team. You know, defense isn't exactly bringing it like it did against Tulane in that previous episode. But you know, if the offense is struggling too, on top of that, you know, you get results like these where, you know, Buffalo is just taking us to town. As Matt Myers, he's gonna slide down, as it looks very close to Buffalo potentially coming in and you know, getting some more points. Can we make a tackle, please? As Jarrett Patterson breaks like 2 or 3 tackles. We had him at the line of scrimmage, but they still find 5. So now 3rd and 4. Myers looking around. It's going to be easily another first down for Junior. And now it's a 1st and goal, as Buffalo's looking to put 49 points before the end of the half, and it's caught. But wait a minute, there's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be illegal touching, so it pushes them back a few yards. We got really fortunate there because he was wide open. So now here we go, 3rd and goal here, as Matt Myers, he's dropping back the pass. He's going to throw over the middle, and it's picked off by Corey Fitzpatrick. And we needed a play like that to get us back on track. If we somehow make some kind of comeback, that's how we're going to do it, is we got to make plays like that. As Jesse Wallen going over the middle, it's overthrown. You know, usually Wallen underthrows his passes, but this time he overthrows his target. Now it's 2nd and 10. We try to get it to Gibson. He gets the first, and we have 20 seconds left before the end of the first half, and we need to get points on the board. So Walden looking around, sees Gibson again over the middle. It's caught, and we're at about midfield. You know, about 20 yards away from Julian McAfee's effective field goal range, as Mark McDaniels drops another pass. That would have been a first down and a lot more. We needed it, but of course we're not going to get it. So now here comes Patrick Miller. He makes another catch, this time for about 15, as we're now just getting close to field goal range. We're going to throw it over to Patrick Miller again, and I think that's going to do. I think we're close enough for a Julian McAfee field goal. He did make a 52-yarder earlier. That's going to be another long field goal. That's good. And we're going to go into halftime down 42-13. But at the very least, we do have a little bit of momentum to work with, and hopefully we can turn it around here in the second half. Okay, so we do have the ball to start the second half. Let's just try to get some points on the board. Just take it one possession at a time, as there's Mark McDaniel. He picks up a nice 15 yards right there. And then here we go. We're going to go ahead, run a halfback screen, as John Christensen makes a man miss. He's going to be able to pick up a bunch of yards here. But wait a minute. There's a flag on the play. Please don't tell me what I think it is. And it is a holding penalty against our true freshman Tommy Davis, and it wipes out the big game and then some. So now we have a 1st and 23 coming up here as Jesse Wallen, he's going to try to throw it over the middle to Patrick Miller, but it's double coverage. A terrible decision again. Jesse Wallen just isn't playing at his tip-top shape today, and it's definitely showing as Wallen gets sacked on the next play. Loss of 8, and so now we have a 3rd and 31 coming up here. We'll see what we come up with, and it wouldn't matter because the pass was not accurately thrown, and so now we have to punt this ball away, as you know, we're hoping that we can hold Buffalo down, but then Buffalo is able to get away from a bunch of guys, and luckily, if it wasn't for Derek Jackson, that would have been a return punt for a touchdown. But either way, it's still not a good way to start the second half, as now we're going to go ahead, and it's a halfback screen. We able to get him down into the backfield. Now 2nd and 14, so we were trying to play a little bit better here, as Smith Jr. makes it more reasonable with the 3rd down coming up. So here we go, 3rd and 7. Can we stop him here? Can we hold him to a field goal? Mike Myers, he's going to throw to his right, and it's just short of the 1st down marker. You know, went out of bounds before he knew where to go, and so we do get them to settle for a field goal here, as now Kevin Stone is sent to return this ball right back. He's going to get some decent blocking. He gets a broken tackle, and we get it across the 40. That's a way to get ourselves back into this game, as we're going to try to throw it over to Miller, but once again, we didn't complete the pass, and because I was 3rd down, we can't take advantage of the good field position that we start with, and now Buffalo is going to have the ball right back, and they're back to their old ways, just dominating us in this game, as Tyler Steffens nearly picks up another 1st down. Alright, so here we go, 2nd and 2 coming up here. Matt Myers, he's going to roll to his left. He has nobody to contest with, as the only person that might catch him is Marv Santana, but he can't do it either. And it's another long touchdown run. We're down 52-13, and at this point, we got really frustrated, and you know, those frustration throws also kill you, which almost turns to another touchdown for them. And we just went ahead and put the backups right after that, and we will end up losing this game 71-13. A huge difference between how we've been playing the first 2 weeks and how we just played in this game, which is not good to see whatsoever. You hate to see it. So looking around at the bad day that we just had all around, starting with our passing game, Jesse Wallen, man, he had 3 interceptions and only 42% completion percentage. Dude struggled outright today, and it got to the point to where Desi Lindsey had to come in and play in relief towards the end of the game. Run game we had to avoid because we got down so much so quickly, and that run game is a strength of ours, but when we had to go one-dimensional, it just wasn't it for us there. But I mean, at least Walton got into the end zone there. Receivers, man, you know, receivers got a lot of action, not a lot of results though. Freddie Gibson today actually led us in catches as well as yards, but none of the receivers got any touchdowns today. And then our defense, man, I don't know what happened to our defense, but we just had a really hard time getting the first tackle initially. There was a lot of broken tackles, and that led to a lot of frustration, at least on my end. William Swan and Matt Gent had 7 tackles overall. William Swan, though, had a solid game again. He had 3 tackles for a loss, but didn't get any sacks. Actually, I don't think nobody got any sacks. But we did have 1 interception. Corey Fitzpatrick got an interception for us, and then Malachi Jackson actually got a forced fumble and got a forced recovery in, towards the end of the game when it doesn't even matter anymore. So I guess we got 2 turnovers, but I mean, other than that, we got it handed to us today, and we got to play a lot better than that. But I will say, though, that I do have a nice surprise for you guys, since I didn't want to end that on a sour note. I didn't want to go to bed with that game fresh on my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and play a second game for you guys for this episode, and hopefully this time it goes a lot better for you guys. So let's go out and try to get a dub this time around. Alright, so now we move into game 2 of this doubleheader against Louisville, and first carry looks a lot like a lot of Buffalo carries from the previous portion of the episode, getting a first down from a longer run, and then it's going to be a throw up to middle to Monte Harris for the gain of 12 as they go into their no huddle themselves. No huddle is always one of those things that gives us a hard time, as Swan couldn't make the tackle, nor can Matt get, but he ends up bringing him down eventually. He sticks with it, but that's a long run of 30 to and it doesn't look good early on, as Louisville is one of the Power 5 teams from the ACC, and they're showing that ACC prowess early with that run game. We do slow him down to the point where we got him down to a 3rd and 2, and Marv Santana was the first one there. He can't make the tackle, but Matt Gant does finish it up. And now it's 4th down. They're going to go for it here. And the Tommies rally. It's Marv Santana. And now we take over. What a stop. And now we just got to see if we can get some offense of our own. As now Kevin Stone drops that first pass. It's incomplete. Next play, Jesse Wallens dropping back. We're going to try to throw it to the left-hand side, but it's intercepted by Chris Avery. And he's only a few yards away from the end zone. He's finally brought down at about the 10-yard line. And he was open. He was actually open initially, but it was thrown late. And we're going to pay for it, as now Louisville has some great field position to work with. As now Swan can't bring him down. Conway's going to be brought down at like the 2. And now it's 1st and goal. And Louisville looks extremely poised to take the lead here early in this first quarter. As now our defense somehow stands them up. I don't know how we managed to pull that off, but now it's 4th and goal, and we have a chance to make another goal line stand here, as unfortunately no one accounts for Javian Hawkins, and they will score, and Louisville will take a 7-0 lead here about halfway through the first quarter. Alright, so let's not throw an interception on the second play. That would be really nice. As well, he's going to drop back and throw to Freddie Gibson. He's helicoptered down at about the roughly the 40-yard line. Nice 23-yard catch, and it's not an interception, so you love to see that. And then here comes John Christensen, halfback screen. He gets it to almost midfield. But now we face a 3rd and 4. We're going to try to throw it over the middle, and another really bad decision for Jesse Wallen, just struggling in this episode in general. And now Louisville will have the ball right back. It's Conway throwing to the left-hand side, as there's Corey Fitzpatrick getting burned. And we get burned badly as Tyler Harrell catches a 85-yard touchdown from Evan Conley. And it is the new NCAA record in this game for the longest pass attempted and completed. So now we're down 14-0 already. It's looking to look like the Buffalo game. We got to turn things around here as Wallen's looking around. He can't find anybody. And we almost make another terrible decision. I don't know what's happening with Jesse Walden, but he has definitely not looked like himself. As we're going to go ahead and dump it off to Mark McDaniel on the next play. He'll be close to the first down marker. And it'll be a 3rd and 1 coming up here. As Walden, he's going to have plenty of running room. He has some space, and he is caught from behind at the 35-yard line. And first time today, the Tommies are in Louisville territory, as John Christensen gets another nice run here, as we're getting close to the end of his first quarter. So now 3rd and 3, it's John Christensen up the gut again. He trips over his own lineman, but it doesn't matter. We still get the first at least, but it would have been nice to have those few more extra yards. As now there's Jesse Wallen again. He's going to try and pick up the first. He nearly does. So it's going to be 2nd and inches at like about the 5-yard line, give or take. And so we're going to try to finish it off once again. This time we're going to fake it with Denny Dilkins, and Wallen's going to go in there and finish it himself. Maybe his arm is not what it needs to be today, but we still have the legs and we can still make something happen. It's a 1-touchdown game now. So next possession, Louisville's going to take over, and they're going to run to the right-hand side. Our guys are just simply not fast enough to get back there. as Javian Hawkins, he nearly picks up the first there. And then we do a much better job of stopping him here. But he still picks up the first as Louisville will once again move into their no-huddle offense. As Evan Conway's going to hand it off here to Javian Hawkins. But we actually get a stop here. We hold him down to a couple yards. And that's actually going to be the end of the first quarter. We're still only down by a touchdown. And, I mean, we played a lot worse than what the score says. But we're still in this game. We can still make something happen. So Evan Conway for first play of the second quarter. He's gonna hand off to Hawkins, and Hawkins is get away from the initial tacklers. And is going to take Parker from behind to finally bring him down. We had him at the line of scrimmage, but unfortunately because of our poor tackling, he's able to get out of it, and he's able to get a big gain instead. As now Corey Ford actually finished him off the first time, but not before he's dragged for 8 yards. So now 3rd and 1 coming up. It's going to be a play action. And Evan Conway's looking around. He's going over the middle. And Corey Ford does drop back in defense because he was initially stopped on the initial push. But he couldn't get there in time. And that means it's going to be 1st and goal. And it's going to be finished off by Javian Hawkins. And it's a 21-7 game for the Louisville Cardinals. Ensuing possession, though, St. Thomas is going to take over. It's John Christensen. He's going to go up the middle for about 8 on that one. As Christensen, whenever we do use him for the running game, he looks, pretty good. He's averaging almost 8 yards a carry early on. So that's really cool to see, as there's Christensen again, able to go up the middle for 13. And that brings the average actually up to 8. I thought it was 8 already, but he now is averaging 8 yards per carry. At least John Christensen is showing out, and so is Jesse Walden with his running game. His legs are doing really good as well. As we're going to fake the handoff to Christensen, we're going to use Walden instead. He's going to barrel forward for about 11 yards, picks up another first, and we already have 100 yards rushing ourselves, and it's not even the end of the first half yet. So definitely a lot different from last season, as I said many times before in previous episodes, but I can't complain whatsoever, as Walden and this Tommy squad has him nearly in the end zone, but it's deflected by Justin Martin. We just had a little bit more air on that pass. I think we would have gotten the touchdown. So now we got a 3rd and 12. We're looking around. Walden's going to try to run for the first, and he's going to get it just barely. We needed 12, and we got 14. And so now it's 1st and goal. Walden's going to drop back. He's going to try to throw it to Kevin Stone, but unfortunately the timing was off, and so it's incomplete. However, on the next pass, we're going to throw it to Andrew Green. He holds on to it. It's a great catch, and we make this a 1-touchdown game once again. Nice grab by Andrew Green. As now, if we can hold him without any points, I had a little brain fart there. My apology, y'all. We have an opportunity to time this game. If we can do that, that would be really cool, given the kind of start that we had. And Evan Conway has his legs taken out by Corey Ford. It's still a gain of 7, but it was nice to see that kind of animation. But next play, Javian Hawkins, he's going to be brought down by Matt Gent. It's another really big run. And oh man, we are just riding this. Our defense is just riding the struggle bus. We just have a really hard time stopping the run. Is definitely showing. Is now Hawkins, he's going to get to the outside. Can't bring him down the first time, of course. That's just our luck in this episode, but we do have him to a 3rd and 3. Hopefully we get a stop here, and it's dropped. We actually get a stop, and they're going to be held to a field goal. And so we have another chance here to inch closer. As John Christensen, he's going to go up the gut for 7. A 2nd and 3 coming up. Next play, Jesse Walden is going to run the play action. He's going to try to look around. Doesn't see anybody he likes. So Walden's going to go ahead and just run it. And he's going to be able to get to about midfield before he's forced to go out of bounds. But doesn't get touchdowns, so that's cool. And then we're trying to get it to Kevin Stone on the next play. But it's incomplete because it was a bad pass. So, 2nd and 10. We're going to try to throw it off to Chad McKenzie, who does make the catch for us for a gain of 8 on that one. So that was good to see. So now we have a 3rd and short coming up here, and we're going to go ahead and run the triple option. And Jesse Wallen just barely gets that first down for us, but we still get the first, and our drive stays alive. We still have an opportunity here to make this a 1-score game, and we throw a dot to Mark McDaniel. He makes an excellent catch, and it's really cool to see that excellent catch because we can continue to move forward. Jesse Wallen, he's looking around. He's going to scramble once again. This time it's only going to be for 5 yards, so if he made that decision a little earlier, probably could have gotten more, but I mean, that's just our decision making right now in a nutshell. And then we're going to throw it to Patrick Miller, try to throw it to Patrick Miller, but he drops it. So now we got a 3rd and 5 coming up here. We're going to try to run a double slugs concept, and then we're just going to throw it to Patrick Cruz. Hopefully we can pick up the first with the yards after catch, but we're just going to go ahead and take it into halftime. We do get a field goal, courtesy of Julian McAfee, and it's only a 1-score game against a Power 5 squad. So hopefully we can finish it up here in this second half and finish it up in a big way. As Wallen, he's going to throw it to Kevin Stone to start this first half. He is lit up like a Christmas tree, and he still manages to hang onto it nonetheless. And then there's Jesse Wallen again using the legs. Nobody's really accounting for him, and that's totally okay with me, as Jesse Wallen picks up that first down. Next play, we'll run a read option here. We're going to go up the middle. We had 3 blockers to block the one guy, and we couldn't block the one guy. And that's kind of frustrating to see, because that would have been a lot of yards for us, but we still got a 3rd and inches here, and we'll still pick it up. But man, we could have had more yards on a couple of those runs. We just blocked that guy. So now 1st and 10 coming up here. Wallen's going to drop back to pass. We're going to try to throw it to the right side, but it's picked off again by Hicks. Pretty sure that's his 2nd interception too, at least for Hicks. Now we do get a little lucky, and they did get called for clipping, but we still don't have the ball back, and that's tough because that was an opportunity for us to tie this ball game, and unfortunately that's not going to be the case for us, as now Louisville is set to take over. As Hawkins, he's going to bring a couple guys with him. He somehow gets out of it, and then Marv Santana actually has to come in and finish the tackle. But once again, man, the tackling has not been good today, and it's showing, as there's him taking a few more guys with him again. Dude is just killing us today. He has over 230 yards rushing. He's going to continue, and is able to get in almost to the end zone. I thought he was going to get in there, but we stepped up at the 1-yard line. Although I'm not sure if it will matter at this point, so it looks like they're going to be set to get some points on the board, as Matt Gent could have made the tackle, but instead it doesn't matter because it's just that kind of luck, and we're down by 2 possessions. Alright, so let's see if we can make this a 1-possession game again. We're going to throw it to John Christensen. He makes the catch for us this time around for the make it a 2nd and 5. And then next play, Jesse Wallen, you're going to throw it to McKenzie, and it's nearly picked off. Ball was thrown behind him, and that tight coverage, that's really dangerous. We're lucky we still have the ball at this point. So now 3rd and 5, we're going to throw it to Andrew Green because nobody was there to cover him out there. So we're going to take advantage of that, and we get this first and keep our drive alive. So now, next play, Jesse Wallen going up the gut for the read option. Nearly picks up the first again. Jesse Wallen, man, you know, his legs have been rock solid today. Almost 150 yards rushing. And if he runs here, he's going to get over 150 yards, which he does. That's another 9 yards there. I almost burped there. That was really sexy. That's 158 yards. And so now Jesse Wallen, he's looking around, and it's another terrible decision. And look who it is. That Hicks guy. He picks us off again. And I mean, the throw was makeable. We just didn't make the throw. And, you know, unfortunately for us, that means they get the ball back once again as Louisville continues to run the ball down our throats because we simply don't have an answer for their running game. No matter what we've tried to do, it just simply hasn't worked so far. A couple plays later, this time they're actually going to pass the ball. It's going to go deep to Harrell, and Harrell is going to burn the defense again, although it's not a touchdown. but it's still a massive gain as Louisville is looking to strike once again. It's now 1st and 10. It's Hawkins up the middle. We hold him to 5 yards this time around. Thank goodness. They don't immediately score right away. As now we have him at 3rd and 9. And we get a little bit bamboozled on the screen, but we're there to react to it. And we thankfully hold them down to a field goal. Okay, so now we got to get some points on the board. It's starting to get away from us here. So we're going to try and scramble to the right-hand side to Mark McDaniel. He makes a great catch going into the out of bounds. And that'll give us another 1st down for us. See if we can get some positive momentum here. As John Christensen gets lit up a little bit like a Christmas tree. He still picks up 6 yards nonetheless. As now we got a 2nd and 4 coming up here. We're going to drop back the pass. We're looking. We're going to try to throw it to John Christensen. That would have been a big game if it was just an on-target ball. But instead we have 3rd down coming up here. And Jesse Walton can't get it done because he doesn't get the blocks he needs. So it's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. It's running away from us a little bit, but we're still down by 17. And we still have an outside shot of getting, winning this game. But we have no room for error anymore. So now we're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperate times. Call for desperate measures. Looking around. Going to try to throw it to Christensen, but he can't get it to him. And Louisville is going to take over on downs. Because we can't get that pass to be completed. But we do stop Javian Hawkins in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Next play, Marv Santana, he tries to establish the outside. He can't do it. And Hawkins is going to run away from the Tommies defense. It's another long touchdown run as we now find ourselves down 41-17. And on top of that, Javian Hawkins does set the new school record for most rushing yards in a game. He finally does that at over 300 yards. So now going back to our offense though, Walton, he's going to try to make something happen here. So we're going to throw it to Mark McDaniel, who does hang on to it despite the contested throw there. As now Jesse Wilson, he's going to throw it to Mark McDaniel now. He's going to get by some guys. He's going to get by some other guys. And it's a 23-yard gain for us. We're looking to keep moving this ball forward. As Walton dropping back, throwing it to Gibson, but Gibson drops it. You know, that would have been really helpful right about now, but instead it'll be 2nd and 10. Speaking of 2nd and 10, Walton's looking around. We're going to throw it to Kevin Stone. He throws it on the money. Doesn't have to go back to get it or anything. And so we are at about the 25 as we try to get Kevin Stone again on the screen. It's incomplete. So next play, 2nd and 10 here. Jesse Walton. He's going to drop back to throw, trying to throw it to Patrick Miller. It's a really tight window, but he did initially get his hands on it regardless. But again, he drops that pass as well. So we're going to just try to throw it to Jonathan Marks, and he drops the pass too. And so now we have another 4th down here that we have to get. There's Walton, he's looking. He's going to try to throw it to Green, and Green makes a nice diving grab, which sets us up with 1st and goal. And on that 1st and goal, we're going to get it to Mark McDaniel and get on the board again. And so now we're going to try to get this 2-point conversion to make this a 2-score game. And we had a open, but we get sacked. So it's an 18-point game, and we still are down 3 possessions. So we need to get some more stops. Unfortunately, though, Javian Hawkins has other plans, as Javian Hawkins gets another great run, and he gets another great run here as Marv Santana nor Brian Cook can make that tackle, and it's another touchdown that would have been prevented if we can just tackle. And because of that, Hawkins also got the school record for Louisville for most rushing touchdowns in a game. Okay, so we're down 48-23 now. Things aren't looking good, but at least our offense is starting to move a little bit better. We needed this a lot earlier, though. Jesse Walton, he's going to throw it to Kevin Stone again. They don't have an answer for him with that corner route. So now, but we're going to do something different so that we don't get too predictable as we end up getting sacked again. So now a long 2nd and 19 coming up here. He's going to drop back the pass, and Freddie Gibson somehow almost makes that grab. Grant, again, not a great decision, but it's going to be 3rd and 19. We're going to throw over the middle to Jonathan Marks, and I thought we got that first down. I'm pretty sure that we did, but we also really need our timeouts right now, so I don't want to assume that we got it. As there's John Collins, he almost makes that grab, but that's dropped. So now Louisville has the ball, and we're just playing for pride at this point because we're probably not gonna win this game. As there's their quarterback going crazy and somehow decides to run out of bounds. He had a lot more space than what we had. That probably should have been a touchdown, but it probably won't matter though, because given how our run defense is going, it's not looking too good for us. They might score here pretty soon. As there's Hawkins nearly getting to the first down marker again. This time it's a gain of 7. Louisville, stop me if you heard this before. They're threatening to score again. So now 3rd and 4. We're going to try to stop them, but unfortunately nobody can make a tackle today. And that's probably that is gonna do it here, as Louisville is gonna win this game by a score of 55-23. We were sticking with them in that first half, but man, in that second half, we just had all the wheels that we had fall off our machine, and it definitely showed in that second half. So looking at the stats for our guys today, Jesse Wallen and Desi Lindsay both played. Wallen struggled. He had 3 interceptions again, but he played a little bit better, I think, in that second half. I mean, we still lost because of that decision making. But Walden, though, had some great runs. He had almost 150 yards rushing at the end of the day, and then also had a touchdown on the ground. Christensen also had 8 carries for 51 yards as well. Our receivers also got a lot of action today, and they definitely delivered. Mark McDaniel led us in catches today with 8 catches, and also led us with receiving yards. He had one of our touchdowns, but then Andrew Green, our custom recruit for this year, on the offensive end, he had the other touchdown. He had 3 catches for 43 yards. Finally, our defense was led by Marv Santana. He had 11 total tackles, which led the squad, and so did Matt Gent. He had 8 tackles in his own right, but it is sad to see that our starting safeties, led us in tackles. It's usually not a good sign, and that's how you get times where you get 50-plus yards, or not 50-plus yards, but 50-plus points allowed. My apologies, guys. William Swando also had multiple TFLs, and so did Matt Gent, but we didn't have any sacks or interceptions, unfortunately, for today. Alright, guys, so next time out, we are going to go on the road for the first time this season, actually, to play against the Texas State Bobcats. They're 2-1, and hopefully we can turn it around, because we had such a promising start, but now we lost 2 games in a row. We'd love to turn this thing around. That's all I have for today, though. Make sure you hit that like button, hit me up in the comments, and subscribe if you're new. This is John J. Gaming on the mic, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.